A very good morning to all brothers and sisters in the Dhamma. Today is day 6, 28 August 2024. Yeah. So now we are at the program 8:30 to 9 o'clock. We're supposed to have a simple puja followed by morning chanting. Yeah. Okay. Take out your retreat book. Yeah. Okay. Morning chanting is on page 5. So we will recite the salutation first. Arahang Samma Sambuddho Bhagava Buddhaṃ Bhagavantaṃ Abhivādemi Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo Dhammang Namasami Supatipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Sanghang Namami. Okay. Now we can commence our puja chanting. Ingbi, you start.
Morning chanting. To the Blessed One, the Lord, who fully attained perfect enlightenment, to the teaching which he expounded so well, and to the Blessed One's disciples who have practiced well, to this, the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha, we render with offerings our rightful homage. It is well for us that the Blessed One, having attained liberation, still had compassion for later generation. May these simple offerings be accepted for our long-lasting benefit and for the happiness it gives us. The Lord, the perfectly enlightened and Blessed One, I render homage to the Buddha and the Blessed One. The teaching so completely explained by him, I bow to the Dhamma. The Blessed One's disciples who have practiced well, I bow to the Sangha. Now let us pay preliminary homage to the Buddha. Homage to the Blessed One, the Worthy One, the fully enlightened One. Homage to him, the Blessed One, the Worthy One, the fully enlightened One. Homage to him, the Blessed One, the Worthy One, the fully enlightened One. Now let us chant in praise of the Buddha. The Tathagata is the pure one, the perfectly enlightened one. He is impeccable in conduct and understanding, the accomplished one, the knower of the worlds. He trains perfectly those who wish to be trained. He is teacher of gods and human. He is awake and holy. In this world with its gods, demons, and kind spirits, its seekers and sages, celestial and human beings, he has by deep insight revealed the truth. He has pointed out the Dhamma, beautiful in the beginning, beautiful in the middle, beautiful in the end. He has explained the spiritual life of complete purity in its essence and convention. I chant my praise to the Blessed One. I bow my head to the Blessed One.
Now let us chant in praise of the Dhamma. Well expounded is the Dhamma of the Blessed One, can be realized in the here and the now, beyond time, beyond thought, inviting investigation, leading inwards to the heart, Nibbana, can be understood by the wise each for themselves. I chant my praise to this teaching. I bow my head to this truth. Now let us chant in praise of the Sangha.
They are the Blessed One's disciples who have good conduct, who have upright conduct, who have wise conduct, who have dutiful conduct. That is the four pairs, the 8 kinds of noble beings. These are the Blessed One's disciples. Such ones are worthy of gifts, worthy of hospitality, worthy of offerings, worthy of respect. They give occasion for incomparable goodness to arise in the world. I chant my praise to the Sangha. I bow my head to the Sangha.
Now let us chant our salutation to the Triple Gem and a passage of encouragement.
The Buddha, absolutely pure, with ocean-like compassion, possessing the clear of wisdom, destroyer of worldly self-corruption, devotedly indeed, that Buddha I revere. The teaching of the Lord, like a lamp, illuminating the path and its fruits, the deathless, that which is beyond the conditioned world, devotedly indeed, that Dhamma I revere. The Sangha, the most fertile ground for cultivation. Those who have realized peace, awaken after the accomplished one, noble and wise, all longing abandon, devotedly indeed, that Sangha I revere. This salutation should be made to that which is worthy. Through the power of such good action, may all obstacles disappear. One who knows things as they are has come into this world, and he is an Arahant, a perfectly awakened being, purifying the way leading out of delusion, coming and directing to perfect peace, and leading to enlightenment. This way he has made known. Having heard the teaching, we know this. Birth is suffering, aging is suffering, sickness, disease is suffering, and death is suffering. Sorrow, lamentation, Pain, grief, and despair are suffering. Association with the dislike is suffering. Separation from one's loved ones and our prized possession is suffering. Not attaining one's wishes is suffering. In brief, the five aggregates of graspings are suffering. These are as follows: identification with the body, identification with feeling, identification with perception, identification with mental formations, identification with consciousness. For the complete understanding of this, the Blessed One in his lifetime frequently instructed his disciples in just this way. In addition, he further instructed Rupang anicca, Vedana anicca, Sanya anicca, Sankhara anicca, Viññāṇaṃ aniccaṃ, Rupang anatta, Vedana anatta, Sanya anatta, Sankhara anatta, Viññāṇaṃ anatta, Sabbe sankhara anicca, Sabbe dhamma anattati. All of us are bound by birth, aging, sickness, and death, by sorrow, lamentation, pain, grief, and despair, bound by suffering and obstructed by suffering. Let us all aspire to complete freedom from suffering. The Blessed One, who long ago attained Parinibbana, is our refuge. So too are the Dhamma and the Sangha. Attentively we follow the pathway of that Blessed One with all of our mindfulness and strength. May then the cultivation of this practice lead us to the end of every kind of suffering.
Okay, the closing homage we chant in Pali. Arahang Samma Sambuddho Bhagava Buddhaṃ Bhagavantaṃ Abhivademi Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo Dhammang Namasami Supatipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Sanghang Namami. Okay, you all can be seated.
But you have two clarifications to ask from you. From the chanting book, page 9. Possessing the clear sight of wisdom or insight of wisdom?
Insight.
So in front of sight.
Insight. I-N.
Can you find page 9?
Yeah.
Possessing,
should be insight.
Possessing the clear insight of wisdom.
Clear insight. The typing error, we didn't check that part. Our mistake.
One more, the evening chanting.
Can NP, you just let us know.
Fine, maybe later I found it.
Can. Beyond time. No need timeless. Beyond time. Beyond time.
Page 17.
is beyond the psychological time.
Yeah. Can you find page 17? Can be realized in the here and the now, beyond time, not timeless.
Yeah.
And then beyond thought, inviting investigation. That's all. Thank you.
Okay. So just now warning, be natural means you echo and flow. Then do not resist. Echo and flow. Do not resist. So be natural means whatever arrive, you just echo and flow. You don't resist. So when you don't resist, when you echo and flow, you are like very natural. Means there is no stress in you, understand? Everything is just like nature. Nature, even the plants, the tree, or the rock, or whatever within nature on the external, no matter how harsh the weather is, they just endure. They accord, they flow. That's why they got no problem. Not like human being. Human being, a lot of things they cannot accord and flow. So when you cannot accord and flow, means you are resisting. When you are resisting, you are not natural.
4.2 Outline Short Notes. These below short notes were prepared to help others better understand what had been shared. Number 1. Sister Ingbi shared that when one is conscious of life, it does not mean one is also aware of life. Conscious means you can be conscious of what you see, hear, tactily feel, taste, smell, and think, but one might be heedless. Awareness means being aware from within, aware of whatever that goes on within our form and mind. For those who meditate well, they can go into their sleeping mode and still be aware within while the body rests or sleeps. There are two types of awareness. The first type is the normal specific phenomena awareness, whereby one is aware of what is going on. Most people are not aware because they are lost in thought most of the time. But when you are aware, you are with the true mind. You are aware of thoughts, content of consciousness, the bodily movements, mental movements, and nature's movements. This is the specific phenomena awareness, whereby one's awareness and the phenomena are one or move as one. The other type is the silent spacious awareness, without a center, spacious awareness. This awareness becomes one with nature, leading to the oneness nature. Awareness is the same as sati. Sati is the pure awareness before the knowing. Conscious means when you are not in the sleeping mode. When you wake up, you become conscious, conscious of life itself. You have senses in your body, and because of that, you can be conscious of what you see, taste, hear, smell, tactily feel, and think. Dependent on these six sense doors consciousness, there must be the six sense base. And these six sense bases give rise to the six types of corresponding sense door consciousness. Reason why the Mahayana tradition teaches 9 types of consciousness. In Theravada tradition, there is only one word for consciousness, i.e. Vijnana. There are 3 Pali words used to denote mind, and they are Mano, Chitta, and Vijnana. There are differences among them. Mano is often used in Dhammapada verses 1 and 2. Mind is the forerunner of all things. Mind is chief. This mind is Mano. Mind make are they. If one speaks or acts with an evil mind, dukkha will follow him, just as the wheel follows the hoof print of the ox that draws the cart. In the 4 foundations of mindfulness, Satipatthana Sutta, there is this mindfulness of the Chitta, Chitta-nupassana, i.e. mindfulness of content of consciousness. where the word chitta is used as meaning the content of consciousness. Whereas in the law of dependent origination or paticca samuppada teaching, the third link is sankara, pachaya vijnana, followed by vijnana pachaya namarupa. Here, vinaya is the pure consciousness, one of the four mind aggregates before the input of the content of consciousness. When the content of consciousness goes in, it becomes namarupa, which is your five mental aggregates of form and mind or thought. Hence, chitta is your five mental aggregates of form and mind, which is your thought. Initially, in the seeing, there is only the pure seeing consciousness and there is no one to see. This is the direct seeing, seeing things as they are, before the stirring of mind. But due to ignorance, upon contact of mind with brain, the mind will stir. Then, through wrong perceptions, views, opinions, and conditioning, you input the content on consciousness with the evil roots, thereby creating the karmic consciousness, wholesome and unwholesome. This is acting according to memory. The first five consciousnesses are seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, and touching or tactile consciousness. The sixth consciousness is sanya or perception, connected to the mind, which is the common denominator needed for the arising of all these consciousness. When the mind perceives, this sixth consciousness arises. The seventh consciousness arises due to the egoic or discriminating mind with its views, opinions, conditioning, belief system, memories, etc. This egoic or discriminative mind creates mental hindrances of likes and dislikes, causing the mind to stir constantly while living life. These mental hindrances give rise to habitual tendencies, leading to latent tendencies, anusaya. The seventh consciousness creates karmic consequences. As for the eighth consciousness, it is the alaya consciousness, the storehouse consciousness of karmic accumulations. It is the result of the seventh consciousness that acts as a mental organ. Perception brings the external form or sense data into mind. So, upon contact of this external sense data with the mind and the mental organ, seventh consciousness, the mind consciousness, which is the eighth consciousness, arise. When you have stability of mindfulness, you can be at the moment of contact, feeling and perception, activity of mind, consciousness, or content input. You can see them clearly. Human beings normally act according to their memories, but with the Dhamma understanding, one acts according to wisdom and understanding born of the first and second turnings wisdom, uniso manasikara. Right views are important. Wrong thoughts make one miserable. After straightening one's view, you can then act according to understanding and wisdom, following the Noble Eightfold Path. Understanding karma niyama, chitta niyama, and dhamma niyama, the three important spiritual laws, are needed for the arising of right views and understanding. For the Arya, there is no more discriminative mind. Their aggregates of mind are non-grasping. There is no more egoic mind to cling anymore. Due to awareness and wisdom, one can input pure content of consciousness. Dhammapada verse 21. Heedfulness is the path to the deathless. Heedlessness is the path to the dead. The heedful do not die, whilst the heedless are as if dead. Dhammapada verse 23. The constantly meditative and ever mindful, he or she will realize the supreme born-free enlightenment, Nibbana. In the Avijja Sutta, there are 10 steps leading to liberation, and step 1 is to have Dhamma friends to cultivate together. Dhamma friends who can guide, counsel, motivate, encourage, and help show us the way. Great beings, natures, those of the Buddha and Bodhisattvas, are the true great Dharma friends. Step 2, listening to the true Dharma. Step 3, having faith in the Triple Gem. Step 4, having initial wisdom and wise attention at the moment of sense experience. Step 5, Sati Sampanjana, mindfulness and clear comprehension. Step 6 is sense restraint. Step 7 is the 3 ways of good conduct. Step 8, cultivating the 4 foundations of mindfulness can then be cultivated with ease, giving rise to Step 9, the 7 factors of enlightenment keep arising. You then know you are on the right path. Step 10, enlightenment in the here and the now. To understand Avijja Sutta better, please listen to my below YouTube video and view my below PDF download. After listening to the Dharma, you should inquire, reflect, and contemplate into the 3 turnings of the 4 Noble Truths. When you contemplate and is able to see how the Dharma stands up to investigation, there is strong faith in the Buddha and his teachings. You then stabilize your understanding and assimilate this understanding into your nature, leading to the arising of Uniso Manasikara, born of the first and second turnings wisdom. This understanding will surface when you confront sense experiences, born of the first Noble Truth's 8 realities. This understanding liberates you. With this Uniso Manasikara, you become less reactive, your mind stirs less, have more equanimity, is more at peace with whatever arises, have more moments of silence and awareness, and more space between thoughts. The 5 daily contemplations are very important. Our body is of the nature to grow old, fall sick, and die, for it has not gone beyond old age, sickness, and death, separation from loved ones, and prized possessions when conditions cease to be. And finally, we are born of our karma, the owner of our actions, heir to our karma, conditioned and supported by our karma, and we are what we are because of our karma. Anicca, dukkha, and anatta are the 3 universal characteristics of nature, inherent in all component things, phenomena. With this right understanding, you can confront any issues in life with wisdom, understanding, and compassion. You need mindfulness and wisdom or wise attention at the moment of sense experience. The initial wisdom that you had cultivated will prompt you to act following Noble Eightfold Path with right view, etc. Original mind is tranquil and just aware. All the negative emotions and sankhara mind states are not intrinsic within. When the sensual desires, etc. arise, silence your mind, and your mundane thinking mind will slowly settle down on its own, through knowing that they are all conditioned arising phenomena. Thus, just silence your mind and be with it. Then all these emotions, born of wrong thoughts, will slow down, and you will realize your silent true mind with awareness within. No more agitation, but only tranquility and stillness. With this, you will be able to witness how the arisen mental hindrance cease to be. You can then meditate on mindfulness of the 6 internal sense bases and the 6 external sense bases to trace the origination factors and retrospectively reverse it. With this, you will know how the unarisen mental hindrance of sensual desire come to be. It comes through the senses. Example, hearing, seeing, or recalling something that triggered it. Then you know how to free your mind. With this wisdom and right view, you will also come to know how in the future these mental hindrances will not arise anymore. This is part of the Satipatthana Dhammanupassana cultivation. Be mindful of the mental hindrances that arise. Be mindful of the 5 aggregates of form and mind. With Sati Sampanjana, at the moment of sense experience, Mindfulness is so stable that you can be at the moment of contact, even before the content of consciousness, born of mental stirring, is input. Without wisdom, upon contact, feeling will arise to condition craving. With wisdom, uniso manasikara, feeling will remain as pure feeling. Then, this pure feeling would not be conditioned into craving. With mindfulness of the 6 internal and 6 external sense bases cultivated, you will come to know how fear, anger, restlessness, sensual desire, ill will, doubt, etc. arise. These mind states will all cease when you just stay with it. With wisdom, there is no more egoic mind. Sankhara becomes pure aggregate. The 8 consciousness becomes pure consciousness, free of the 3 evil roots of greed, hatred, and delusion. Thus, the reason why arahants don't have rebirth consciousness when they die. All karma imprints are recorded in one's karmic nature. Thus, Buddha said, you are born of your karma, heir to your karma, conditioned and supported by your karma, and you are what you are because of your karma. Reason why you need to take care of karma, as your life depends entirely on it. The 9th consciousness is Nibbana, your true nature, your Buddha nature, which is unconditioned. The pure wisdom energy is so fine that the mundane mind will eventually collapse, and then the supra-mundane mind from within will shine forth. No more mundane minds gross sankhara to obscure the true mind. This supra-mundane mind is the mind that has no dwelling as taught by Master Huineng. When the nature shines forth, mindfulness becomes automatic, and the 3 universal characteristics of nature is clearly seen at all times, even while in the midst of life. For those who cease, they will always see this truth. Brother Teo encourages Kalayan Mita to listen to the audio files and watch the video on the website brotherteo.com and the links provided above for a clearer comprehension. Also, to read the transcript when it is available and constantly reflect upon them to develop the clear understanding. Above short notes was prepared by Sister Chong Pei Yuan.
Okay, thank you. So this is a summary, easy to understand. So Sister Chong Pei Yuan is actually Puan Chi and Brother Chong's daughter. Okay, so we finished this book. By now, you would have clear understanding of the difference between awareness and consciousness. So always remember, awareness is like the triangle, the Trinity triangle, where you use the awareness to develop the direct seeing, insight into phenomena, to cultivate the wisdom or the understanding part, direct. Whereas consciousness and the thought, you use it to live life. Can you understand? So now I draw on the whiteboard. Now you can understand how to apply. So this Trinity triangle is a good way of representing C, the pure awareness, or the pure consciousness. So from here you go this direction, you develop what we call wisdom or understanding. Yeah? This one is understanding. So this direction is what we call meditative direct seeing. Here is mundane living. Here is the senses of 5 aggregate of form and mind. So here you use consciousness as thought. And this is how, upon contact, consciousness arises. Then the brain, there is this brain. Actually, inside this one, the form and mind, there is also the brain. Where the brain is the number 6 senses, you understand? The 5 physical senses and the brain, which is thought consciousness, this is the one that carry your views, opinion, conditioning, belief system. This is the discriminative mind. Understand? That's why this one become the 7 consciousness. This one trigger off thinking. Understand? As thought. At first, it's the pure vijnana, understand? Pure consciousness, no content yet. The Buddha said, in the seeing, it's only the seeing consciousness. You can only see through this one with wisdom, direct seeing. Then here, you see things as they are, understand? Just the pure perception, pure consciousness, no word, no labeling, nothing, no concept. Whereas you come this direction, this thought has the content, understand? What is the thought? Second aspect of 5 aggregate of form and mind. Means the pure consciousness, when you input the content from your memory or your brain, this is where your conditioning, belief system, etc. Understand? So this one they call it the 7 consciousness or discriminative mind. So Mahayana call this 分别心, understand? It start to discriminate like and dislike, right and wrong, good and bad. Then all the verbalization, the command, just like Krishnamurti say, a lot of commentator inside there, understand? Everything you come to know throughout the day, what you read in the newspaper, you also want to comment. Understand? What you hear, you also want to comment. What comes to your thought, you also want to comment. So this discriminative mind or discriminative consciousness is the one that creates problem for you. And when you discriminate, you create karmic. Understand? So karmic arises when there is the moral intention involved. Understand? Like and dislike is what? Duality created by thought. And this is what the brain is all about. So acting according to this brain, which is memory, is not acting at all. Understand? Well, this memory is not wisdom. It's all knowledge. It carries with it all the psychological rubbish. You know what other psychological rubbish? Your fear, your what they call scars of memory, your phobia, your insecurity, your like and dislike, your craving, your greed, your selfishness, your emotional negativity. And fear is a result of not understanding, projecting your thought. So all this happens when you live life this way. That's why this is also called mundane living, understand? So this is, you use consciousness and thought because there is mundane living. Now you can understand. Human beings are most of the time here, understand? They seldom go this direction. So to go this direction, you need sati. You need to stabilize this pure awareness. Or we call sati. That's why the Buddha says sati is life. Where you are not here, you are not living life. But as a human being, you are caught here, understand? This is where the mundane mind, together with the phenomena of consciousness, is the creation that create havoc for living being. So with this triangle, it's easy for you to understand. Clear or not like that? Better rejoice. So although it's a simple talk, over about 2 to 3 hours, I remember, but the whole understanding that is very, very important is there. So understanding this book will let you understand cultivation. Then you will see how you become what you are before you have the awareness. That's why when you understand this process, you see the importance of having this pure awareness. That's why Huining say, first category of practice, the hallmark of healing is to go to this Wu Nian, no thought. Understand? This is the pure awareness without thought. That's why Wu Nian the Jingjie. This is where you have to be. To be aware is to be here. To be heedless is to be here. Understand? Lost in thought, at the senses and the brain and the memory. So this one is heedless living. So this one is heedful living. So this one you refer to the book. Huh? There is a drawing there, I think. Is there somewhere? There. The Heart Sutta book. I think, page what? 243, appendix, page 243. So that triangle is there. No need to copy notes. Understand or not? So is it clear? Do you have any question? Anything you don't understand, not clear, you better ask to make it clear. When you are clear, you see the delusion very clearly. Then you ask yourself, why are you, before you understand the Dhamma, always living life this direction? So this one is mundane living, understand? Leading to heedless living. When you create all the discriminative consciousness, means karmic consciousness. That's why this one is forever in samsara. The heedless are as if dead, understand? Whereas if you have the awareness, you develop heedfulness. So this is heedful living. Heedful living. Then you develop wisdom. Wisdom connected to this form and mind. That is how this heedful living also arises. When you cultivate, it's also heedful living. But when you have the wisdom, you know how to live life, and this is really heedful living. So when you cultivate, it's the direct seeing, to awaken, to realize the truth, to understand what is going on within life. Means you see how you create and how you get yourself entangled, suffer, and become miserable. If you can see this, will you continue this way of living? You definitely won't. Then strive on with heedfulness to develop this another so that you can live life. This is the noble life, heedful living. Like that also don't know how to choose. Need to be reminded so many times. But when you go this direction and become heedless, nobody need to remind you. Understand? It's like very habitual. Very easy to land yourself here. But to understand this, to do this, is so difficult. That's why in this universe, a very small percentage only understand this. I think 0.000, don't know how many zeros, then only one down there. And even that number is quite big, We got 8 billion people, 8 billion, you know how many zeros at the back? 1 billion, 6 zeros. 8 billion is 8,000 million. Okay? So 8,000 million, let's say 0.00001 is how many? Got calculator? Press 8 billion times 0.00001. How many? Hey, somebody press. Your calculator don't know how to press. How many? 80,000 or 8,000? 800,000. That is too much already. Cannot be so many. 80,000. So what I told you, is it probable? 0.00001%. because of the 80 billion population, 80,000. You think you can find 80,000 with this type of wisdom and understanding in the world? I don't think so. 800,000, cannot be. Oh, no. This percent is to tell you, but it's actually 0.0001 times this one. Not the percent times this one. I think Bertune is right. If you put in the percent, you remove 2 0, understand? But 0.00001 of 8 billion, understand? So this one, in terms of percentage, is 0.001%, understand? You understand? So 0.00001 times 8 billion, you have 80,000. That's why it's not so high. I think you can find 8,000, you're lucky already. Understand? Yeah lah. Means, let's say got 80,000 know how to do this. But how many really stabilize the understanding and realize the wisdom and free and can live the heedful life? That one is even more rare. Understand? Out of the 80,000, maybe 1% is 800. No, to me it's still high. Understand? Maybe 0.1% of those who know how to cultivate stand a chance. That one is more probable. Yeah, that's why I help Beng Phi. That's why you all attend retreat. Understand? But not all retreat can teach you like that. Understand? You all have heard Cindy go everywhere, retreat. Beng Phi and Kong Chai, they also go to so many retreats. But what did they teach you? The standard traditional way. Understand? Did you learn the real Dhamma that is related to life, that can let you understand the process? Means how you function as a human being, how you operate as a human being. All this, very few people can understand. So how to teach you? And do you realize all this that I share, the so-called holy book or our Tipitaka or even Theravada's recorded teaching, they don't have. You realize or not? All the essential Dhamma, yes, they have. They have the words, the terminology. But to explain until it's a living reality so that you can understand what is really going on in your life, very few. I haven't seen anybody, to tell you the truth. But most of them are very theoretical. That's why I used to tell Chin Hao Song last night, you read Dhamma book, wow, as if a lot of Dhamma, no. A lot of the Dhamma term there, wow, and a lot of them tell me, wow, Ratu, this book very good, this book very good. But when I read, I cannot find the real thing, the real understanding inside there. Most of them is words, understand? But word is not that thing. Just like the word, 3 evil roots, okay? Greed, hatred, and delusion. This is a very simple example. If you don't go into it, you don't have the awareness, you don't understand what is greed one. No? You only know the word, greedy, selfish. But you must see the content of consciousness, the ego that stir you and create the evil root. No? That is the real understanding. Then you become very sensitive. No? That anything that is very subtle craving also you can see one. No? Understand? No? But the thought always deceive you. Sometimes front door cannot make it because you develop some form of understanding. And they come through the back door. They suggest something else to you. That's how people cannot understand. Then when it comes to the real teaching, what is sati? People find it so difficult to understand. Then even if they understand, they do all the so-called mindfulness training is according to what they interpret as the teaching. So to come to hear no thought, you think so easy. Very few people in the world can know this. Even they know this, they cannot stabilize this. Understand? That's why there is no way this understanding can come unless the great being, the good friend, or the Buddha nature, the great being's nature, the real Kayamita, their energy, their vibration, their vow, they can take you there. Understand? If you depend on normal guide and teacher, you cannot find. Well, in this world, very few have the understanding. So understand this and tell yourself, make the aspiration that the Buddha teach you. Chant now. Itmina, kamena, mame bala samagamo, sattang samagamo hotu, yawa nirvana pachiya. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So now you understand. That's why the Buddha say, aspire this way. But like the other Kayamita say, you must learn how to recognize who are the heedless, who are the foolish, and who are the enlightened ones. Otherwise, you meet, you cannot recognize. Understand? So after going through with you, what is a trained mind, what is an untrained mind, and the essential Dhamma of the Buddha, now you know. If you are not the wise one, means you are all the time heedless. You don't have the noble eightfold path, path factor, the noble path factor to guide you. So you can see one, like someone say, you want to know whether that guy is a spiritual guy or cultivator or not. You see whether he got greed or not, whether he heedless or not, whether he's selfish or not, whether he's egoic or not. These are the things you can see. If every time late night one asks you to go and drink, asks you to go and poya, you know that is not the heedful one. That is the heedless one. Then all their speech are frivolous, only create what they call excitement, and to them, no need money to say bad things about people, to comment and all things. So through all this, you will know the heedless are as if dead, where they don't stand a chance, and they never pay attention to life. To them, when things are favorable, they enjoy life. Then got trouble that time, they panic, they worry, then they look here, look there for help. And these are the people that are non-cultivated of the way. So if you choose to be like them, that is your choice. If you don't want like AB shake the head, then you better strive on and so on. That's why they become serious. So for you to progress, you must be serious. Then listen attentively and get the pointer that point towards the training. Then persevere. So what you need is three things. What are they? Faith, sincerity. So you ask yourself, do you have all these three? Yes. Sadhu. So now you go through. Faith, I think if you attend after 8 days retreat, you still don't have faith, sorry. I don't know what to do with you. Then follow the fifth advice of the Buddha. With clenched teeth, tongue against the palate, do it yourself. Nobody can teach you. Number two, this one you think easier. Most people will tell me, hey, brother, I very serious one. No, I really want to learn. No. You know what is the real understanding of sincerity or not? Means you see the importance. That's why you become very sincere. You will never deviate already. People tell you psychic or what? No already. But most people who walk this way, they don't know that they are not sincere, You know why? Somebody come along, hey, this monk very famous, this person very famous. Wow, this one, instant one, no. You go, you believe only, you guaranteed that thing, no. Means what? You are looking for Maggie Mee, understand? Instant one. But without understanding, how can this happen? So do not be gullible. I use the word again, gullible. I hope you don't mind. Huh? Gullible means easily believe people tell you. Well, there is this inherent greed in you. Understand? When everybody accept and say he is very good and very popular, then the whole crowd instinct all go. Understand? You know, somebody asked Xuan Hua, no? He said, why is certain monk, I don't want to name, but he very popular, no? So we don't name the name. He's very famous in the 80s and 90s, this one. But he go in Rolls Royce and go wash and all those stuff. A lot of people give him money and offer to him. But he is like, I think a lot of psychic one. Then they asked Master Shen Hua, I remember, that was 1986 when he came to Malaysia. He said, very easy. He said, everybody know drugs is harmful, isn't it? But why so many drug addicts? You understand? Because there is something to lure them, understand? So the real one is very rare, already proved to you, understand? But now, just like now scam, all the scam, all the website all over, no. If you're not careful, you believe you can. Some very smart people, no? Accountant, lawyer, also kena. No? Why? Because society is like that. So when you understand this, you tell yourself, if I have sincerity, means I already see the importance of this cultivation, and I will not deviate. If people tell me psychic, what all, no point. Well, for me, what free? If they tell you all those things that doesn't lead to wisdom and you gullibly follow, which means you lack sincerity. Your greed has driven you. So only wisdom free. Remember this. Whatever they try to entice you or lead you to, if it doesn't lead to the understanding or the wisdom, then don't follow. Understand? So this one is the most important. Only wisdom free. Then this three is very easy to understand, but not easy to do. Understand? Most people give up on. Understand? Where they can't see any result. They can't really have faith in what they do. So after a while, they give up. So you look at our society, you can see a lot of people, because they lack perseverance, they does not persevere through, they cannot develop success in life. So success in life, you need to have passion. You like to do this because you see the importance, the beauty of it. That passion drives you. That's why the 4 bases of success that the Buddha taught is what? First one is what? Chanda. There is passion. You must have passion. 4 bases of success. This is part of the enlightenment factor. First one is Chanda. Passion. You must see the importance and you must have the passion in this thing, the cultivation or whatever that will lead to success. Then after that, second one is what? Virya. Viriya. So this virya is a spiritual zeal. After you see the importance, when you have this passion, it will drive you, understand? Drives you to develop the understanding and all those things to go this way. Then for worldly people, the third one is what? Chitta. This one is mind, mundane mind, but willpower. And this one is what perseverance is all about. Understand? When you have the willpower, what did people tell you? If there is a will, that's why you will go all out. Understand? Because you are sincere. If there is a will, you want to achieve it, you go all out. Understand or not? The last one is what? Vimamsa, investigative. Vimamsa. So this is the investigative part. Like Dhamma investigation. Investigative learning. Means you go and find out, you go and investigate into it. It's just like the ISO standard, International Standard Organization, that you keep on improving on your process. Understand? You see all the organization that people do, how they develop better and better international standard. Then from there, you investigate. Then every time you make mistake, all the successful men will tell you, understand? Mistake is your greatest teacher. You don't make mistake, you don't learn. You think everybody born also don't make mistake? The Buddha also make mistake before the enlightenment. Understand? And a lot of people make mistake. Before I know what the Dhamma is, when I was young, I kill mosquito. Because you still don't have the understanding. So mistake is good. When you learn the karmic comeback, you learn. But you don't wait until karmic come back, still don't learn. So still complain and still react. Then, too bad. So all these are in the teaching. These 4 bases of success is for worldly one. But it's also a 37 factor enlightenment. Understand? The first category. And this is how you can actually develop the practice. So, first one, easy. Second one, now I point out already, only wisdom free. So don't go and look for psychic and all those things. That's why the 10 defilement of insight, do not be complacent, understand? Then do not deviate. So clear comprehension of non-delusion, understand? Then clear comprehension of sincerity of purpose. You understand this too or not? Sincerity means you only cultivate this clear comprehension to develop the direct seeing, to awaken wisdom. You don't use it to focus, concentrate, and develop energy field. Understand? Because that one will not bring about panya or wisdom to free you. That's why the spiritual faculty is saddha, virya, sati, then samadhi, then panya. The last one is panya here, wisdom, panya. So these 5 spiritual faculty will guide you. Okay? Okay. I need a drink. Okay, second book. Path to Nibbana.
Brother, page 3, is it? Or you want me to start?
No, page 3.
Page 3, okay. Unique Dharma Code number 97 and Unique Dharma Code 100, Path to Nibbana, Awakening via Cessation of Form and Mind. 3.1, Pre-Puja Chanting. Greetings by Brother Teo. Today is 16 November 2023, Thursday class. Let us compose our mind and develop the saddha, virya, and sati to commence our pre-puja chanting now. End of puja chanting. 3.2 Awareness-based meditation. As usual, we will have our half an hour of awareness-based meditation. We will turn off the lights for you to proceed with your meditation. Just relax your body and mind and maintain some form of attention. Then we can commence our half an hour of awareness-based meditation. Always remember, awareness-based meditation is to enable us to develop the awareness within. There are 4 supports to help develop awareness-based meditation. First support is relax. Relax into every mind state that arises. Just maintain a relaxed body and mind. Don't try to know. Don't try to do anything. Just relax and maintain awareness. Second support. Then stabilize the awareness. Third support. The last support is trust. This fourth support you only do after you have developed the stability of mindfulness within. Otherwise, the first three supports are enough, i.e., relax, maintain awareness, then stabilize the awareness. When you can stabilize the awareness within, you will come to understand another aspect of mind which is beyond the thinking, beyond the thought process, which is just the pure awareness nature within. With that, great understanding and joy can arise within your nature. So, we just silence our mind, relax the body and mind, and maintain awareness. Just do that. No need to know or do anything, because the knowing and doing are always by the thoughts. Make your mind alert, attentive, and aware. Just aware. Whatever arises, aware. Finish. This pure awareness nature within needs to be realized and stabilized. After you can do that, your meditative mind or the tranquil and still mind without thought will manifest. That is your true mind, your silent mind. That is the mind that can develop the wisdom, the insight to awaken you. Since this awareness-based meditation can help one realize the awareness nature within, we must therefore develop and stabilize it. Then make use of it to cultivate the meditative wisdom and understanding needed to liberate the mind. Realizing this awareness nature within is very important. This is your primordial mind, or your true mind. It existed before creation and is responsible for the arising of thought processes and the mundane mind. So this true mind is the first entity to come out from our nature. We call it the pure awareness from that nature. To develop the meditative understanding, we need to return all thinking while just being aware to it. Allow the thinking to naturally slow down by itself while just relaxing and maintaining awareness, i.e., don't try to do or know. Then, through that process, the thought loses its ability to move or proliferate further, thus becoming very quiet. Then you just continue to maintain awareness. Whatever arises, aware. Whatever arises, aware. And continue to maintain that silent inner awareness. Then the thinking mind or the mundane mind that you have been using throughout the day will start to slow down, and slow down until they become very quiet and very still. Then you will experience the tranquility and stillness of mind, thereby realizing the silent mind. The first glimpse of it is really very wonderful and beautiful. When you can stabilize it, it becomes even more beautiful. After you can be with that pure awareness nature, you can understand a lot of things. Then inquire, without thought, who are you? What are you? And what is that nature all about? From then on, you will become very different. You will become more aware and more sensitive. That awareness nature makes you more sensitive because you are just aware and no longer distracted by the thought process, the heedless thinking, the mental activities and the mental states that arise. When all these
Okay. So this part, is it very clear or not? Describe until like that, still not clear. That awareness nature make you more sensitive because you are just aware of what? Aware of all the movement, understand or not? You are not perceiving them, understand or not? Just aware, no? Your awareness is with them. And no longer distracted by what? Ayo, read lah. The thought process lah. What is the thought process? Your anger, your emotion, your whatever thought process, the thinking, the cunningness, whatever, your greed, your self-hatred, your phobia, all this does not affect you because you are just aware, understand or not? That's why you become sensitive. You are not distracted, not lost in thought, not preoccupied with what the emotion is trying to condition you into. Can you understand? That's why the moment you aware without all this movement, we are no word, nothing, then it cannot distract you, cannot delude you, cannot create any what they call delusion in you. And this is what awareness-based meditation is all about. Then earlier on, page 4 at the end. Whatever arises, aware. Understand? Whatever arises, aware, and continue to maintain that silent awareness, then thinking mind or the mundane mind that you have been using throughout the day, they will start to slow down, slow down, slow down, until they become very quiet and still. I use the word very still. Then you will experience what? Read. So, what is that? Peace, calmness, tranquility, and stillness of mind. This is your true mind, understand or not? That's why I say relax, enjoy. Means maintain awareness to enjoy, understand or not? Then all this will come. No need to do anything. No need to crave. No need to use the thought to cultivate, to note, to forget about it. Because when that is active, you cannot be in the state of awareness. Your awareness is here, not here. Now, here a lot of story, a lot of chattering, a lot of verbal, a lot of commentaries. And this one is heedless thinking, heedless living. So don't come here. That's why my teacher say here is hell. Understand? Go here. Understand? But don't go to a center. A center also hell. Go to the conscience where your gateway is, where your nature is. Okay, Manyan, continue.
When all those mundane thinking or stirring of mind and emotions cease, you will realize that true mind, which is so beautiful, so bright, luminous, tranquil, and still, because it's just the pure awareness nature. The bright, luminous nature, which is beyond thought, beyond mind. That one can see things as they are, can awaken, can insight into phenomena, to realize the three universal characteristics of
this
nature.
One is so beautiful, so interesting, you're not interested. Understand or not? You're interested in creating what? Sankara Sanya. Understand or not? Because this one, no excitement. Just aware for what? Cannot make you rich, right or not? Cannot give rise to the worldly excitement, understand or not? If you want that, then don't do lah, go lah. Because if you don't see the importance of understanding this and get your mind develop the wisdom to liberate, you will continue to suffer. Because this is a conditioned world. Understand? Everything that you want, you think is lasting and real. You will attach, you will cling, just through your delusion. So this wisdom is what you need. So if I were you, I go all out to develop the stability of the awareness nature. Well, with that, I'm home now. I become heedful now. The heedful never die. That should be the understanding. Gem is everywhere. Already show it to you, bright and shining and luminous. But you don't want. You say there is a stone. You prefer what? Money. Materialistic one. Good food, good life. To achieve that, you need to realize that then only you can have all the good food, good life, and whatever you want in existence. Not real, but that is life. You can have it, understand? Or? But before you have this wisdom, you touch, you get yourself into trouble. Understand? It's a double-edged sword. You cannot want the good, don't want the bad. Because the mundane mind offer to you both, understand? Or? You touch one, the other side arises. So you cannot avoid. Once you cling to duality, you will be trapped in duality. That's why the Buddha said, imas means sati. When this arises, that arises. Because you want the good food, good life, everything you want good. Once it changes, condition no more, what happened? Well, always sickness and death is a reality. It will threaten you. Then everything is condition arising, causal phenomena, dependent on causes and condition. And causes and condition cannot remain static. It's in a state of flux. It's a movement in existence. Not only you, all the other consciousness, they also have their movement. And you don't have this Dhamma understanding, you cannot survive in this movement. Understand? You will be deluded, and you will be gullible, and you will entangle, and you will create your own suffering and misery. Because this reality of life existed, they are realities that everyone have to confront, or you live life long enough. So how can you always young, never get sick, never die? All these good things always stay with you. Got such thing or not? It comes as a pair. So always develop clear understanding that without wisdom, you cannot live. Understand? With wisdom, you can transcend duality. You can be in the midst of duality in existence, and you are not affected by it. Then you can live life. Understand? The good one, when condition is there for you to have it. Don't be shy, understand? Don't let the thought tell you, oh, you're enlightened, you cannot crave or cannot have good food or cannot do all this. The Buddha already said all those precepts are when you are under training, understand? When you are beyond training, you are not subject to it. You cannot violate already, understand? So do not be gullible. Well, everything was a one-track mind. Use the thought, rationalize that, come out with all the argument. Cannot. You know how the thought argument? Hey, you take vegetarian, you are more compassionate, you don't cause to kill. Logical or not? Very logical. But what is the reality? Whether you compassionate or not, like I say, it's not what you eat. If what you eat trigger of compassion, then all the cow, the herbivorous animal, their whole lifetime also eat grass. They never eat all those food and all those things that have life. You mean they will be very compassionate? You go and disturb the cow and see whether he's compassionate or not. Understand? The snake, the cobra, you go and disturb and see. So all this, do not be gullible when you hear something. Because whatever that is logical, I always say, I repeat now, may not be the truth. Always remember that. Because logic is about the mundane mind. So the truth is most of the time, almost all the time, opposite of the conventional reality that people grasp onto. You think all these are real, permanent. The truth is opposite. They are all unreal, impermanent. Understand? So you always have the idea that this body belongs to you. Understand? What you want to do with it, you cannot. I want to run, I run. I want to jump, I jump. I want to commit suicide, also cannot. Why you say not me? But the reality is, it is condition arising, cause of phenomena. These three things that support the physical body and mind or human being are the consciousness inside, trapped inside, and the physical senses together with the body, the organ, all. They are in functional condition. Then there is a life force that come and pump the heart and animate this into a human being. Any of these three not there, the human being is gone. The karmic force stops. They call it in Abhidhamma, what is that word? Instant death. What type of? What type of consciousness? No. Destructive consciousness. Understand? The karmic force no more. Destructive karma, so not consciousness. Destructive karma. Immediately, the karmic force no more. Pop, you gone. Understand? Then the physical body, any vital organ, like the spinal cord or the brain or the heart, once that one gone, this supporting condition no more, you also die. Understand? Then when the consciousness come out, you also die. Because when it's devoid of consciousness, the Buddha asks you to contemplate it. Means when they bury you or cremate you, no feeling, understand? You don't suffer. Because only element, no more knowing. Then the element goes the way of nature. You see the 9 stages of decomposition. So foul, so filthy, understand? When it is with the consciousness, wow, you got beauty, youth, cute, young, like they all comment the skin so fair. When you old already, like Yun Chan say, wrinkle here and there. So you cannot maintain it, understand or not? So all this for you to see, for you to understand, because the process is the first noble truth, it reality. Sooner or later, it goes the way of nature. So when it's with the consciousness, wow, you can make up, you can dress, you can even try to transform your old age into younger looking. But no matter how much ICI you put and how much makeup you put or perfume you put, sooner or later, when it's devoid of consciousness, what happens? Die. Then decay. Shenhua call it what? 臭皮囊 You know what is 臭皮囊? Filthy skin bag that cover all these things inside there. And if you were to contemplate the 32 part, like the Buddha say, you know inside there so much of filth inside there, understand? You know human beings excrete so much polluted filth or not. Every day, the fart you release is also something you pollute the atmosphere. The tears, when you wake up the morning, what? Baksaya, what you call in English? Of course, discharge. Is there a word for the discharge? Huh? Dr. J. Never mind. Then, whatever pee you release is also the byproduct, understand? Then, from the anus, the bowel, all those things. Then you think inside very clean. Yeah? Your intestine, you go open up and see. You ask Dr. J when he do surgery. Then a lot of things, without the external skin bag, you look at the skeleton. That's why last time, early day, I remember, a lot of monks advise people, you got a lot of lust, you go and meditate on skeleton. You heard of this before? Meditate on skeleton. Then your lust gone, is it? You try lah. You think you see skeleton, that time you got fear, your lust gone. When you see the beautiful form with the consciousness, your lust come back very fast. Understand? That is not the way to root it out. So, that one is not the same as the Buddha's teaching, no, the first way. Think of a direct opposite, wholesome thought, no. Understand? So this one, he got last. He said, think of the direct opposite, wholesome thought. But is looking at the skeleton a wholesome thought? No, isn't it? You must develop contentment, isn't it? So that you are not lustful, understand? Those who break their precept, if you are lack of contentment, understand? Still got the craving, the lust for all those sensual things. In the name of what? They say short-term excitement, understand? But you cause a lot of suffering to your family unit. Misunderstanding between you and your spouse, and it triggers all the suffering. Not only your family, your in-law, all those that have relationship with you, they will be affected. Okay? So this is something that you have to develop as understanding. Meditation is very simple. Where you understand, everything just take you there. Because when you see the beauty of staying here, no thought, you experience all this, understand? Peace, calmness of mind, or tranquility and stillness. And this one, no agitation one, understand? No stress, nothing one. Very peaceful, very tranquil. And like described inside the book, luminous, clarity, understand? Where it's just a nature. And most people cannot understand that there is a nature inside like that. And why? Because they cannot reach it. They haven't even heard about it most of the time. So what happened is, most people dwell here. 99.999% all dwell here. And this is for living. If you don't have the Dhamma, how can you live life? That's why mundane living create mundane suffering. When you develop the wisdom connected to it, then this is heedful living. That's all. This one is Pativeda, the third phase of Dhamma. You get to reap the fruit of what you cultivate, your hard work. And you get to live the life of an enlightened being. And this is, with wisdom, you live life. Understand? This one, you don't live life. What are you doing? Heedless, correct? But there's a word to describe this. I like Reverend Savano. Gong gong tua, gong gong jia, gong gong. See, everything also gong one, deluded one. Understand? So one is heedful living, one is heedless living. This one full of problems. If you know how to choose, you definitely choose this way. Understand? And develop the good mind. That's why mind is a forerunner of all things, and you somehow don't want to take care of mind. You remember? Dhammapada verse 1 and 2. So when you take care of mind, mind take care of karma, karma take care of your life. That's how you develop the understanding. Then meditate to develop the wisdom so that you will not suffer. So that the first noble truth reality, when you confront it, you understand and you can go beyond it. Okay? Yeah, Cheng. Can. Yeah, can.
Actually, before I learned the Dharma, right, Brother Teo, I think I'm very smart. Very smart in the sense that, because as a human, right, before you learn the Dharma, you do things, everything goes your way. So you think that you're successful, you're happy. So you think you're very smart,
Yeah.
Correct or not? So, but when you hit certain life challenges, right, then you realize something is wrong, Something
Correct.
is wrong. So then you wanted to search for things like how to improve your life. But prior to that, you think you're very smart, you're successful. Why should I follow Dharma teacher?
Yeah.
I can control my life,
Yeah.
I can make things happen, So I'm in charge,
Yeah.
Yeah. So this
That
thing
one comes from the four bases of success, willpower.
Yes.
Because their will very strong when they want to achieve something.
Yes.
Malaysia got one, our ex-prime minister. Willpower very strong one. That's why live very long. Because the will to continue to live.
So when I talk to my friend who is also very successful, a scholar, engineer, chemical engineer, so I asked him, that at that time when I asked him, I myself have not really learned Dharma also lah. So we kind of discussed.
Yeah.
So what you think of having a religion? He said he's successful, everything goes his way. Why do I need a religion, I don't want to be controlled by a religion, Yeah, so all successful people, before they are hit by the first noble truth, all of them think that I'm in charge of my life, I'm smart, I'm clever, I don't want to listen to other people to tell me what to do, So in that sense, we are really heedless, isn't it, Brother Teo?
Not really in that sense.
But why we want to wait until
Correct.
something happen, then only?
Correct. What you say is actually the truth. But to say them completely heedless is no. Because at that time, like I said, at that time, with their mind state, they will not think that way, like you say.
Correct.
Because they haven't reached old age, sickness, and death. Understand? I give you an example. I hope the Singaporean don't get angry. Lee Kuan Yew. Oh, not Singaporean. Don't worry. Even you're Singaporean, no problem. Because this is for us to learn the Dhamma. You know Lee Kuan Yew? Very intelligent, very smart, very successful. He became the Prime Minister, and he actually came out with a model to govern Singapore, which is very good. I acknowledge. Singapore today, you have to thank him. Understand? Then what happened? People say you cannot stay there for life. You cannot have your dynasty, all those things. So, okay, he give up. Then he established a precedent to become senior minister. Then after that, passed over to Go Chok Tong, is it? Then to his son, Lee Hsien Loong. The Lee Hsien Loong earlier got cancer, you remember? Then he recovered. Then Lee Hsien Loong took over. Also not bad. And you know what happened to him or not? He lived until very old. He and the wife are very close. But when he get old, you look his memory and all those things, the daughter wrote. The daughter is a doctor. Actually, he go through old age, a lot of problem. Then what happened when the wife passed away, he deteriorates so fast. That is the reality of the First Noble Truth, attachment, relationship, separation. He cannot take it. And this is a real life example. And you can see very clearly. When you get through old age, sickness, in Hokkien they say, Botan Hao Lian, you how rich, how wealthy also no use. When you go to that phase, we are no different. Maybe you got more money to hire more specialists like Dr. J, like that one. But apart from that, you are no different. Your body experiences the same process of decay, sickness, and pain there. Finally, no matter how fantastic and successful you are, Tan Sri, billionaire or what, you still die. So this reality is what Po Cheng later on realized. Then he now look back, they are very foolish. That's why I say there are meaning in what she said, because indirectly that is the truth. But when you tell them at that time, when they are successful, they don't listen to you. Because to them, it's like they are fully in charge now. So all these are the realities of life and existence, understand? So when you don't have the understanding, because times are different. When you are in power, when you are not in power, it's different. When you are young and when you are old. So this is the Dhamma that we have to actually contemplate, reflect. Well, you look at life, there are a lot of real life examples to show it to you. Now with technology, you saw that all the actors and actresses last time so famous. As they age, the photo one by one come out. At the end, haggard like anything. This is the reality. And don't think that this one can forever stay young. Don't get sick and die. But this one go the way of nature. So understanding all this is very important. Okay? You continue. Maybe summarize it.
So in other words, we must strive on with heedfulness as early as possible so that we can live a beautiful life with heedful living,
Yes.
And then we have a more meaningful and purposeful life. And that I believe is a success, How do you measure success in life? That is success in life.
Correct. Yeah. That's why I put in my seminar book, remember? Despite all your materialistic success, without the Dhamma, you are still not really successful in the sense that you can still suffer. Are you safe, I say, after that? No. When you confront the First Noble Truth reality, the eighth reality, you will still be afflicted. That's why without the spiritual success, spiritual understanding, you cannot live life. You need to have all complete, then you can live life. So that is what I think Sister Po Cheng trying to share with us, which is very good. Let us rejoice. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, Manya, continue.
Okay, now I will set the alarm for 30 minutes for you to develop this awareness within, so that you can train yourself in this awareness-based meditation. For those who already have the ability to stabilize their inner awareness, they can just silence their mind completely and stay at the heart area to stabilize their awareness nature further, while cultivating the fourth support of trust. Trust your own awareness nature to develop the meditative movements via just silently observing with the silent mind to understand what is going on within your own form and mind, to understand how you function as a human being, to understand who you are and what you are. Developing all this understanding is what awareness-based meditation is all about. 3.3 Post-meditation Dharma sharing. You can now slowly and mindfully come out of the meditation. Try to maintain whatever inner peace, inner calmness, and inner awareness that you have developed for us as long as you can. These are the mind states you need to live life and to develop the daily mindfulness awareness, to be aware throughout the day, leading to heedfulness. Please turn to page 6 of our chanting book. We shall now chant the invocation to Devas, Deva Radhana. End of chanting. 3.3.1 Dharma sharing by Brother Teo on the topic Unique Dharma Quotes 97 and 100 Path to Nibbana, Awakening via Cessation of Form and Mind. We shall continue from where we stopped. We are at the unique Dharma quote number 97 of this book by me, straight from the heart, unique Dharma quotes. This unique Dharma quote 97 is on page 28. Unique Dharma quote 97. Develop the initial wisdom born of the first and second turning wisdom through constantly listening to the true Dharma and constantly contemplating, reflecting, and inquiring into them to straighten our views. 3.3.1.1 Three Turnings of the Four Noble Truths Wisdom. The initial wisdom born of the first and the second turnings of the Four Noble Truths cultivation are very important. The first turning is via constantly listening to the true Dharma or Sutta as proclaimed by the Buddha. The wisdom born of hearing the Sutta or discourse of the Buddha is called Sutta Maya Panya. After you have heard them, you need to contemplate, reflect, and inquire deep into all the words spoken by the Buddha to develop the second turning wisdom. Inquire, why did the Buddha say this and how can I understand it? Under his second turning of the Four Noble Truths teaching, the Buddha gave very clear guidelines to cultivate them. When he turned the Four Noble Truths for the second time, he also gave specific emphasis for every of these Four Noble Truths. Under the first turning, he only proclaimed the teaching of these Four Noble Truths, i.e., what is the first Noble Truth of dukkha, the 8 realities of life and existence. Then, what is the second Noble Truth, craving as the cause of arising of dukkha. The third Noble Truth, as the cessation of dukkha, which means suffering or dukkha need not be, because you know how to cultivate following his teaching, then cessation of dukkha is possible. Then there is this fourth Noble Truth, where the Buddha proclaimed the Noble Eightfold Path. He said, there is this Noble Eightfold Path. If you cultivate it, you will bring about the end of all suffering, which means enlightenment in the here and the now. After that, on the second turning, he gave different but specific emphasis for each truth. He said under the second turning of the first Noble Truth, the Noble Truth of dukkha is to be understood. So we need to inquire, why did the Buddha say that this Noble Truth of dukkha, covering all the 8 realities of life and existence, is to be understood? It is because if we haven't developed the understanding of it, then we can be caught in dukkha or suffering without knowing that it is suffering. This can be very dangerous because this self-delusion can make one truly heedless. Knowing that all these 8 realities of life and existence are common realities to all of us, we therefore need to confront them as we go through life. When we confront them without wisdom, we suffer. That's why it's called a noble truth. So this noble truth of dukkha is to be understood, means we need to understand what they are. To do that, you must contemplate, reflect, and inquire into all these realities, 8 realities as taught by the Buddha. Then the next inquiry is, how can you develop an understanding of it? This inquiry will allow you to develop a more stable and deeper understanding of this noble truth, termed the contemplative understanding. As you reflect and contemplate into it, you can develop more stability of understanding, because normally, after hearing it for the first time, the understanding is usually not strong and not deep, unless you have cultivated it before from the past. If that is the case, then the moment you hear the truth, you can awaken to it. Otherwise, you need to contemplate and reflect based on the inquiry given. All these contemplative inquiries can give rise to stability of understanding. For example, when we reflect on why the Buddha said birth is suffering, as we reflect, contemplate, or recollect the birth process, we inquire what follows and what happens during the birth process. Is it really suffering? Especially after we have gone through life, we will have the ability to recollect the actual birth process to understand clearly why birth is suffering, especially for mothers who have given birth before, because the whole process of birth can be quite dramatic. How those loved ones who are related to the mother and newborn child develop fear, worry, anxiety, and suffering, then there are complications during birth. They will all be afflicted. All these are realities that can happen, especially when the birth process is not normal, having problems and complications. Then, due to attachment, craving, clinging, and grasping, suffering will arise, leading to mental agony and misery. This contemplative wisdom can stabilize our understanding. Then we can assimilate all this understanding into our nature to make our second turning wisdom more stable. This second turning's cultivation is a follow-up from the first turning's cultivation. To develop the stability of understanding of the teaching, you need to contemplate very often via the second turning. Of course, the first turning nowadays can include reading. You can read from books, the internet, and listen to recordings. Modern technological advancement has given rise to more convenience for people to develop the first turning wisdom. All these are very beneficial and added advantage just if you understand. Under Unit Dharma Code 97, I mentioned, develop the initial wisdom born of the first and second turning cultivation via constantly listening to the true Dharma and constant contemplation, reflection, and inquiry into them. This first and second turning wisdom can let you straighten your views so that this Dharma understanding can be clearly established. This straightening of views lead to wisdom. A lot of these reflections and contemplation teachings are also taught by the Buddha via his essential Dharma teachings of the 5 daily contemplations, Dhammanusati, Buddhanusati, Dhammanusati, Sanghanusati, and Marananusati. 3.3.1.2 The 5 daily contemplations. The first and most important one is the 5 daily contemplations. We need to contemplate these 5 daily contemplations, which are related to the First Noble Truth realities daily. He said, this body, the physical form of ours, they are of the nature to grow old, get sick, and die, for it has not gone beyond old age, sickness, and death. These first 3 daily contemplations are for us to develop the understanding clearly that our physical body is not a permanent, unchanging entity. It doesn't belong to us. It goes the way of nature. That's why it's subject to old age, sickness, and death. We need to constantly reflect, contemplate, and remind ourselves of this reality so that we are not deluded by it, so that we do not attach and cling to this physical body. Without such understanding, you will attach and cling to this physical body, thinking that it belongs to you. It's a permanent, unchanging entity whereby you can own it, have it, and possess it. Then you will have problems because you will then worry about this physical body getting old, getting sick, and finally die. This is Sakaya Ditti, self-delusion, that can condition one to cling and grasp onto this physical body, the first of the 5 aggregates of form and mind. As explained by the Buddha under his first Noble Truth final summary, in short, this self-delusion that conditions us to cling and grasp onto these 5 aggregates of form and mind is the cause of suffering. That's why the first 4 realities of birth, old age, sickness, and death of the first Noble Truth are closely related to these first 3 daily contemplations taught by the Buddha here. If we contemplate it, then we will understand why the Buddha said, this body is non-self, impermanent, go the way of nature. If we attach, cling, and hold on to it while wanting things our way, which is not nature's way, suffering will be the result. Hence, these universal characteristics of the impermanence, suffering, and non-self are very clear, because if you look and contemplate this physical body, what is it? Basically, it's just the 4 elements. The 4 basic elements that subdivide all physical things. We have the earth, pada vidhatu, or solidity element. Then we have the liquid element, apo dhatu. Then we also have the heat element, tejo dhatu. Then we also have the wind element, vayo dhatu, in Pali. These 4 elements animate it into a physical body, giving rise to the form aggregate, and this one, the physical body, is subject to nature's condition. That's why it goes the way of nature. It will experience growth, aging, sickness, disease, injury, and finally death. That's why all these are part and parcel of nature's conditioning. So, this body of ours is of the nature to grow old, get sick, and finally die, even subject to injury. It's a reality. This understanding will give rise to the initial wisdom, uniso manasikara, that can enable one not to cling or hold on to this body. Then, the 4th daily contemplation regarding the reality of separation is also very important. Here, the Buddha proclaimed, whatever that we think we own, we possess, or we can hold on to dearly, like our loved ones, our prized possessions, including our reputation, titles, status, wealth, properties, and other possessions, etc., which we believe are ours, will one day separate from us.
Okay, I think we end here because the bell has gone. We will have our meditation now. 10:30 to 11:30. I give you 1 hour awareness-based meditation. We are off the light. Then after we come back, page 11, last paragraph, we continue. Okay, I will set the alarm. So remember, relax, maintain awareness, and enjoy the meditation. No need to become miserable. Let it settle down and let the true mind return.